So David Benavidez, El Monstro, has came out and said he's open to a rematch with David Morrell, and Morrell gave out a good performance, and that Morrell's got a lot of heart. No disrespect to him, and he was just saying a lot of good things about he liked the performance that both him and Morrell gave. Felt like it was his biggest fight of his career, and that he arrived on the big stage. But one thing that he said that stuck out to me was he was open to a rematch immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just threw it out immediately. He didn't wait until somebody said, well, the fight was good. Day after the fight, he's like, hey, I'm open to a rematch. So I told you guys, the fight will happen again. This is going to be a trilogy down the line. It's just sad that the fighters of this generation, the last generation, they won't be able to put on these type of fights. But once I realized David Benavidez was a different fighter than these guys that people argue about all day, that's when I realized the boxing is going in a different direction. This is not the old days. All that ducking and stuff, it's over with. It's gone. The people who don't want to fight, they don't want to fight. They're letting the promoters get in the way. That's it. That's it. No more excuses. Don't try to blame the other guy. You rich. You got millions of dollars. You got no reason to fight. But you telling us, the guy who don't got any money and that has every reason to fight, that he don't want to fight. Them days are over. Long gone. And you're never going to have those type of issues with Benavidez. Benavidez didn't like, the only thing I seen recently was Benavidez didn't like the opponents he had before. They was offering Morrell, and he just went ahead and took Morrell. Nobody else was putting up any kind of potential opponents besides David Morrell. They're not putting up any opponents now. They're just going back to Benavidez's mandatories, which he's been fighting for he's been trying to fight for the past 5 years. He's been trying to fight his mandatories for a long time, so that's nothing new. But David Morrell, you're gonna hear, it's gonna be quiet around people trying to make certain fights for him because they just kind of rushed him into the Benavidez fight. Don't really know what his future is gonna be. They don't know what he's gonna do at 175, and it was just a good one-off fight though. It was a good fight. But at this point right now, I just knew reality. It was gonna be quiet after this. Nobody's really looking for a fight for Benavidez or Morrell. They're just telling Benavidez right now, wait on Bitter Be Ever Bibble. He's been doing that already. So you basically telling the man to do something he's already been doing. But I knew this was gonna happen. But Benavidez, he's open to a rematch, and he knows that Morrell is a good fighter, and in the future maybe Morrell will be able to do something. But he said Morrell will never be able to beat me. He will never beat me. And hey, that's some strong words, but that's how it is, man. If you want to be somebody who could change it, Morrell, you had an opportunity. You might. He says you have another one. He said he'll never be able to beat me. There isn't any bad blood anymore though, unless we fight again. So they don't really have any animosity or nothing. I think a lot of it was built up. That's why I was laughing, because when Benavidez and Morrell was arguing with the reporters the day before the weigh-in, they're like, bro, why y'all asking me all these crazy questions? You dude ready to fight then? They were so hyped. I was like, man, it's hard. It's hard to figure out who's really, because none of them were faking it. I didn't feel like Morrell was faking it. I didn't feel like Benavidez was faking it. And as you can see, the fight it lived up to the potential. I think that fight between Benavidez and Morrell was better than most fights Canelo's been in recently. But that's a whole nother conversation.